Hey guys, welcome to my first year anniversary video and Q&A. On June 23rd, 2017, I uploaded my first YouTube video, which was just a speed paint. There wasn't a voiceover or anything. And then I just kind of stumbled through making videos. I didn't have a plan. I didn't have any videos planned out beyond that first one. I just dove in headfirst and I kept on going. Thank you so much to everyone who asked me questions. I will have everyone linked in my description box as well as in a pinned comment on this video, so please go check everyone out and please consider subscribing to them. Some of them are really new YouTube channels who could use our support, or you can follow them if they do Instagram. There are some people who have Instagrams there too. I have no idea how long this video is going to be, probably longer than my usual, but I have art in the background to keep you entertained. I have the questions separated into sections, and so I'm going to start with art questions and with Zakra. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, because she asked me something that makes sense as the first question. Zakra's question was, how did you get into art in the first place? I was one of those kids who drew all the time, which I know a lot of kids are, but then I just kind of never stopped. All my friends through my teen years drew as well. Although after high school I did quit for a while, and I have a video all about that, actually, with the story time and everything, so I'll just link that in the top right. Kayla Nicole asks me, how do you stay motivated to draw and what inspires you? Which also goes really well with Lori Arts asking me, what inspires you the most to get you back into drawing or painting when you don't know what to draw or paint? I've always been really inspired by other people creating. Other people's work is probably the most inspiring to me. And it doesn't need to be a modern artist, like it doesn't have to be Instagram or DeviantArt. I love Art Nouveau artists like Alphonse Mucha, and I love surrealists like Frida Kahlo, and I just love seeing art. I think seeing other people create is what really gets me inspired though. I love putting on a YouTube video or a Twitch stream and just doodling alongside whoever I'm watching. Llama Productions asks me, how many OC do you have and how many sketchbooks do you have? This one is tricky because I haven't really gone through all of my OCs in a while. I have a ton of them from when I was a teenager and all I did was drew characters, but I have probably even more from writing novels. So I would say dozens and dozens. Maybe not 100, but maybe 100. I haven't drawn many OCs in the past year or so, and I think I really need to change that. As for sketchbooks, I previously had dozens and dozens of those, but I organized all of my really old sketchbooks from when I was a kid into a binder. So I currently have about, I would say 10 max that are all unfinished sketchbooks from the past few years. Sophie's Secret asks me, what do you do when you feel like a piece didn't turn out the way you wanted it to in a bad way? Do you try again or start a new idea? I try to follow through with pieces because sometimes even when everything is done and all the finishing touches are applied, things can come together and things can look much better. Art can go through a lot of ugly phases sometimes, but sometimes I do need to just start over, like with my recent video about struggling with the tiny mermaids, where I started those over like 4 times, so. Katri from Ivy Lily Creative asked, what's the strangest artwork you've ever made? I did a lot of really weird surrealist stuff when I was a teenager. I played around a lot with the stuff going on in my head and with really weird song lyrics. But I also did a lot of weird pieces during Inktober 2017, like the Triffid art. Like what even, that was really strange. Yeah. Emma Butcher Art asked, what is your favorite brush pen or marker for line art, and why? I currently use my Epson Workforce printer to print out all my line art, and then I color it that way. It prints completely waterproof, and it's very archival. I'm actually terrified of developing carpal tunnel, and I know inking is one of the worst culprits for that. So Sam, who is also known as Sam Be Awesome, asked, what aspects about art have you been happy about exploring, and what else that you haven't tried yet would you like to explore in the future? I am really happy that I've gone into watercolor. It has been a struggle, but I love it so much. I would also really like to try an opaque medium, and I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but I'm leaning toward picking up gouache one of these days. I'm not entirely sure how to translate my style into gouache, but we'll see how that goes. Chantal of Art of Sodos asked, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Do you want to pursue art as a hobby, or do you want to make it your career? I honestly don't really know where I see myself in 5 years. I'm pretty chill. As for art, so I do have a day job, but it is seasonal. I work in hospitality. So I would like my art to supplement my income enough that I don't have to go on unemployment when I'm laid off in the winter. I think I'm probably years off from that though, but that's kind of like my dream, I guess. Otokano asked, what are your top 3 favorite watercolor colors? This is another one I feel like I have probably talked about, but definitely Dioxazine Purple by M. Graham, because purple is my favorite color, especially cool toned purples, and that paint is like just amazing. Rose of Ultramarine by Daniel Smith, because it's so gorgeous and it does the cool separaty thing. And Payne's Gray, I think, by any brand, and it's really just because cool grays are my other favorite color. Maybe I'll include a shot of my office. My office is a mess, but it has kind of like silver walls and then like a pale lavender accent wall, so yeah, gray and purple favorites. Tanzanite asked, why does no one like the color brown? It's so beautiful and it's everywhere. Why don't people like it? Do you see what I did here? So I think a lot of landscape and floral painters like brown and find it's a very necessary shade on their palette. I personally don't use it much except for skin tones. I mean, I do like some shades of brown, like I like cool tone browns. I just personally, like, my favorite colors tend to be bright colors or cool toned grays, which are very, very neutral. And that's just me though, so. Now on to the cat questions, and maybe I'll just like pause the art here and show you some pictures of my cat while I'm doing this. Maybe some footage if I have any footage. But yeah, so most of my cat questions are from Kat from Meow Meow Kapow. She asked, what's its name? Her name is Rigby, which is a Beatles song. What's the weirdest thing she does? Cats are really weird in general, and she is my first cat, so I didn't even realize this until I had her, but I don't think anything she does is especially weird. When she tunnels under the blankets for warmth, she makes all these snorty pig noises though, but I guess that's probably more adorable than weird, but it kind of seems weird and adorable at the same time. What's the dumb voice you use to talk to her, and any of the stupid extra nicknames you have for her? I mean, of course, I talk to her in a baby voice, so I don't really think you guys need to hear that. She is referred to mostly Rigby, but Rigby, Rigby Bean, Fluff Bottom, Fluff Butt, Little Cat, stuff like that. Random nicknames usually arise when I'm singing to her though, which brings me to Kat's last question. Bonus points for any of the songs you sing where you put her name into the song. I am not brave enough to sing on camera, but imagine someone singing the Jigglypuff song to their cat, but replacing the word Jigglypuff with Rigby Bean, and you can probably figure it out. I also randomly get songs stuck in my head, and then I will make up song lyrics to the melody involving Rigby, so yeah. Also, I know I already answered a question from Chantal, but I wanted to separate this question because it's not about art. Well, it kind of is, but what does your cat think about your art? So, Rigby is generally oblivious to the art side of my life. She doesn't really understand it, But she does like to explore my art desk when I'm not looking, and I have had some disasters happen thanks to her. So now my office door is closed when I'm not in there, and she isn't allowed on my desk. Which I know that sounds mean, but she's not jumping on my desk to be near me. She's not trying to like hang out with me like with Bailey J's cats. Like, she's really just doing it to explore and wander around and wreck my stuff. So she's not allowed on my desk. So lastly, I'm going to get into some YouTube questions. Ivy Lily Creative asked me another question. What's your favorite video you've made so far and why? I have favorite art pieces, but I don't think I have a favorite video yet. I know like 1 year videos seems like forever, but I still don't feel like I've completely mastered this YouTube thing. So each new video is a favorite because I've learned something new or explored a new aspect of my art, or I've just gotten looser and more confident in doing my voiceovers, which is a huge thing for me because I do have social anxiety disorder. And yeah, I am incredibly proud of every video I've ever made, all 60 or so of them, but I don't really have one favorite. I'm ending this Q&A with another question from Sakura because this one just made a lot of sense to end on. What has been your favorite part of sharing your work on YouTube? So this is gonna sound corny as heck, but my favorite part has been the people. I love receiving comments on my videos and having conversations with people about art stuff. I purposefully try to get my videos up before I go to work because I do work Friday evenings so that I can talk to people before I go to work. I really love finding new artists and then getting to know them. Artists like Chantal of Art of Sodas, and Lydia-chan 22, who are two of my earliest supporters. Like, those guys are really sweet. Chianti of Chianti Fine Arts, who invited me to do my first ever collab. And Kat from Meow Meow Kapow, and Otokano, and Sam Be Awesome, who are absolute sweethearts. And yeah, if I'm forgetting someone, I'm so sorry. I didn't really go into this planning to like do a huge like, oh my god, thank everyone. But yeah, I know I'm not a huge YouTuber and 400 subs in 1 year is nothing amazing, but I am very happy with where I am right now and how hard I've worked, and I'm especially happy with the people I've met along the way. Thank you to everyone who asked me a question. Please go visit them. They're all really awesome. All their links are down below, and please give them your support. Some of them are really new YouTube channels who don't have many subs, so yeah, please go check them out. And, you know, we all start somewhere, right? If you didn't hate listening to me ramble and answer questions, I mean, I assume you didn't because you're here right now, then please consider subscribing to me and give this video a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. Leave a comment down below if you want to chat, or let me know any of your answers to these questions, especially when it comes to brown. I want to know why other people don't like brown. I would love to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and thank you for a wonderful first year on YouTube, and I hope to see you next Friday for another video. Bye!